Hello, my name is Nicardi and this is devlog number 3. So last week I said I will find a device and make a bunch of user tests. I was not sure that I will actually do it because previous week my progress was not so huge because we had holidays, but this week I was thinking, yeah, maybe I will do the same amount of work, like I will have 2 days when I will work and other days I will rest. But actually I did a lot of stuff this week. So first of all, I bought a device. Here it is. It's very cheap Android device. It's not only for calls, but it actually has enough performance to launch games. And this is very good because when your device is not very good itself, I can test a lot of performance issues because if it runs on a bad device, then it will run on a good device. This is as simple as it gets. When I just started to make a test, I really had a bunch of performance issues, and it was very noticeable because when I started the game it was basically super laggy, and my game took around 3 gigabytes of RAM space, which is huge, and for this phone is the all RAM space that it has. And basically first 2 days after I bought the device, I started to working on the performance issues. And the funny thing about it, each time I'm trying to do checklist from Google about how you need to make a performance test for a mobile game, I did number 1, I did number 2, I did number 3, and after each point that I did, my performance went worse. So at first I had like 3 gigabytes, and then I had 5 gigabytes, and then I had 6, and I was like, okay, I'm doing something wrong. I need to rethink everything that happens in my scripts, rethink everything that happens with the textures, and basically delete all things that take up memory space. And after I did that, my performance went down to the 1 gigabyte of RAM. So things I want to mention, after I bought a phone, it gave me the opportunity to make a bunch of user tests, because previously I could only show the videos of the games, and it's very different from actually playing it. So after I bought a phone, I optimized performance, I started giving it to my friends, and I've noticed so much tiny little details in my game that were actually ruining the experience. And for example, if you look at video of last week game and this week game, you will not see as much improvement or as much difference, but it actually feels so much different that you kind of want to play next levels. And previously you did not have this experience. So first things that I fixed was user interface problems. So when I gave game to my friends, they actually looked at the game and were like, they're tapping on the screen to move the vacuum cleaner. They trying to find a joystick, they didn't understand the movement as well. And I just added the joystick on the screen, I made it visible, and it actually helped a lot, because previously when people played the game and then did not see a joystick, the movement were very bad for them. And I was not thinking about changing movement, I was thinking more about how I can make it seems like the movement is better. And joysticks really helps because people have an idea how much they can move, and it really works. And also I worked on the sensitivity of joysticks, so people didn't like how far they need to scroll on the screen to move, so I reduced it to by half, so you now need to move your finger on the screen half as less as previously, and it really works. So this is thing number 1. Thing number 2, nobody uses my alt. Nobody uses my alt because they just don't see it and they just don't think they need to, because all they're focused on is cleaning the floor. And it made me really sad, because I really wanted people to be able to destroy everything like I intended. So in order to fix this, I'm basically watched one of the Ubisoft Unity kind of courses, or it was not Ubisoft or somebody else, but they made a mobile game and they explained micro interactions that I mentioned before. And basically I added animations when the alt was charged, so people will understand that they need to press it. And it still didn't work as intended. It seems that people don't want to press it anyway, so I will just add maybe pulsing to it and I will finish on that, but I still want to keep the alt because I really like it. So next thing I fixed also were animations. So people were not satisfied after they completed the level. So previously when you complete the level, you basically have a button activated, you can press it and then you will see score screen, but people seems to dislike it. and everybody asks to create a door where you can move your Roomba or this vacuum cleaner and like finish level this way. And I was thinking that creating the door was a little bit hard at the time, so I just added confetti, and only then I realized that nothing will work. I need to add door, I added the corridor, and it actually very helped, not only in a level ending phase, but also it made you feel like you are playing in the house, because you see other rooms that you cannot get into and you really want to get there, and it's really fun gameplay element. So, and also I added animation to the score screen because it did not feel seamless previously, but now it's like very like floating motion there. Also, the problem that I discovered during the user test is how much room you need to see during the gameplay. The problem in my game with the movement is that if the camera is too close to the game object, like our player, people seem to dislike the feeling, and they dislike it, I assume, because they don't see as much as room space. They kind of don't know where they need to navigate, and it's kind of hard to grasp the feeling of this flowing movement. So in order to fix it, I basically put the camera a little bit behind, so you will see more of the level. And also I put the game in the landscape mode, because for example, when you use the Alt and you don't see the objects that you will destroy, you don't get so much satisfaction out of it. So, and yes, after I fixed this, it seems that people like it much more. Also, I fixed the system for object destruction. Now every object in a room is destructible, and it gives you feeling that of completion. So after you clean the room and you destroyed all the objects, you kind of feel that you can move on because there's nothing to do here. And also it makes game a little bit funner, because when you destroy every object in the room, for example, if you have 5 objects in the room and all of them are interactable, it kind of makes game funner because you know the rules and you kind of know what you can do there. But if one object out of 5 is not interactable, it raises questions in your mind, and it's very bad for the gameplay, because if you have questions, you're not concentrated on the gameplay. Okay, this was very productive week. The next week I'm planning to add ads. I'm planning to add audio system finally, because my game is basically on mute all the time. And then one more thing, I want to add some also small micro interactions, like the vacuum cleaner will rotate to the direction that you are moving, and the other thing is small storytelling elements like dialogues where the Roomba will speak, not Roomba but vacuum cleaner. And yeah, so I hope next week I will finally launch the beta version of the game with all things that are necessary for the game, and then I will work basically on levels, the most fun part of it. So after you build all building blocks for the game, you can like read out and move on to the fun part, level design. So thank you for watching this video. I hope it was informative. I hope it was not boring. And if you like it, please subscribe and leave a like or a comment. Ask me anything. I'm here. I'm reading the comments because it's only one of them. And if it's one of them, I always will read it. Bye-bye.